we've all seen and we've followed the campaign, and there was a lot of talk, a lot of slogans and platitudes about cutting the debt, balancing the budget, cutting the deficit. But there has not been any direct information on how you're going to do that. No specifics. It was fairly content-free, the platform. So where are you going to cut in order to make a meaningful change?
Well, some of it has to be procedural in the sense that we need to balance our budget by law. If you force legislators to balance it, at the end of the day, if it has to be balanced, then they step up and they become legislators and can find out where to cut.
So you're going to move for a balanced budget amendment?
Absolutely. And short of that, we need a rule. It takes a while to get an amendment to the Constitution. Let's have a rule, but let's obey our rule. They passed pay-as-you-go, and they break it in the first 3 weeks they have it. So we need rules.
Okay.
And we need to obey the rules. The second thing you need is, and I don't see things in terms of political parties, so I think this can be something where I can work across the aisle. But the second thing you need is a compromise on where the spending cuts come from. Republicans traditionally say, oh, we'll cut domestic spending, but we won't touch the military. The liberals, the ones who are good, will say, oh, we'll cut the military, but we won't cut domestic spending.
All right, well, let's ask
Bottom line is you have to look at everything across the board.
All right, where then? Military? Would you cut the military? Yes. By how much? Obviously,
well, I think it's hard to give exact numbers, but I think one thing that's concerning, you know, recently Admiral Milliken said that the interest on the debt now is going to approach in the next couple of years. Just the interest on the debt will approach what we spend in the national defense budget. So, I mean, that should alarm us all. Bernanke says the debt is unsustainable. We need to do something about it.
But the question again is exactly what? Because, again, the Republicans in the campaign have come up with 50 billion here, 100 billion there, a lot to you and me. But in terms of reducing a $1.3 trillion deficit, how does the maths add up? Are you going to cut entitlements?
It has to be everything across the board.
Entitlements?
And you have to look at entitlements.
Social Security?
What I would say is not the people who are currently on it and not those approaching retirement, but the sooner we fix it, the better. So it may be 55 and under, but that should be this year. We should look at 55 and under. What do we do to change the system to make it more sustainable?
Raise the retirement age?
You may have to. You may have to. They're already talking about it. I mean, there's a bipartisan commission up here talking about raising age, graduating the benefits, maybe having means testing. You have to look at all of these things. They need to be on the table. But what you have to get there is you have to take it out of campaign mode. You know, everybody in the campaign mode, how long have we been running Medi-Scare ads? Democrats have run against Republicans for years saying, we're going to take away your grandmother's Social Security. We're not going to do that, but we need to fix it because we have too many people retiring.